Mo owes somebody a public apology. How bad could this offense have been?
This man has been practically begging me to show up to his event for months now. And I did show up, but I ended up having to leave and I ghosted him. And until this point, I still have not told him why. And I'm not exactly sure how to tell him why, because of how embarrassing the reason that I had to ghost him really is.
Well, you got that built-in excuse of gout right now. You could use that all the time.
Gout, you're out. That's not embarrassing.
Gout, you're out.
And funny you would mention that, because that's pretty much how I ended up getting to where I got. So I'm struggling so much with this gout, and I'm still trying to find the resolution to it, because the medicine that they have given me, it works, but at the same time, I just don't like taking medicine, and I really don't like the thought that even though my leg still actually hurts in real life, just because I can't feel it, that I'm on it too much. So in a weird way, like, I don't want to numb it, because I want to know exactly what I'm going through, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to find a solution, and everyone, it seems, has been DMing me or emailing me solutions, and cherry tart juice has been like at the top of the list from everybody. And I don't know why, but I took a while to really come around to actually giving it a try. And so now this event, it's a fashion show, and I've been working with this guy on some business things for a couple of months now, and he's been putting on this fashion show for months. And he's like, Mo, it would mean the world to me if you could come. I'm gonna have some other people there that I want you to meet, and it's gonna be great. You bring your dude Key, we'll all have a time. So I'm like, okay, cool. So I've been telling him for months, I'm gonna show up. I've been trying to help him promote it, little things like that, right? I just want to show up and support. So for whatever reason, because the universe has a very, very good sense of humor, going into this weekend, my leg was like bothering me off and on, and I really didn't want to be limping around the fashion show. So I'm like, all right, you know what? Perfect time for me to give this cherry tart juice a chance. And so it tells me how much to drink, and everybody was giving me kind of different advice on that. Some people are saying you only need a little bit. Some people are saying you should drink a little bit more of it in order to get it to work. So I knew that I had to show up to this fashion show on Sunday. So I take the cherry tart juice on Friday. Everything seems to go well. I actually can feel like that. I woke up the next day not feeling like I was in as much pain.
So it's like a little elixir you take before you go to bed.
Exactly. Right. And so I didn't know the problem with that was I was like, all right, so do I take it when I'm not going to bed? And I think that's where I went right the first time and maybe wrong the second time. Because the second time I took it before I knew I had to go to this event later in that day. I didn't think anything of it. I'm like, it's been working. I should be fine. So everybody who had told me about cherry tart juice and all of the research I had done about cherry tart juice, I didn't see anything about it basically being a laxative. That part was omitted, right? So I get to this fashion show.
Of all the parts to omit, that one was omitted.
You think that would be pretty important, right? So my family didn't tell me, my friends didn't tell me, our engineer Chad didn't tell me. Everybody told me to take cherry tart juice. Yeah. And what upset me about it is when I went back to them and said, you left this part out, they were all like, oh, yeah, that's a pretty big part of it. You tell me now.
Right.
So as I'm at this fashion show, and of course, right, he sets us up in this section that's like literally to the left of the stage. So you got the audience, the stage kind of splits the audience. It's a lot of people on the left, a lot of people on the right, and we're like front stage left. And it's like I guess you could call it a VIP section where like the six of us are sitting. So I say that to say, if you get up from this section to, let's say, go to the bathroom, you have to literally walk in front, like right next to the stage in front of everybody to leave. So I'm in this section. The fashion show has not even started. I mean, we probably have been there 5 minutes. They just sit me down, and I could feel like those cramps that kick in when you could barely move and you gotta go that bad.
Your mind starts like, no, this is not happening. There's probably something else.
Gotta be.
And then you feel it in like 10 seconds. You're like, there's nothing I got.
Man, I'm praying it passes, and they're trying to talk to me. I can't even focus on what the guy is saying. I'm just like, dude, get it over with. I get up to go to the bathroom. I try to take a long enough time to where I'm like, all right, I won't have to go back. Like, I can do this once, and I'll be fine. I came back. It was already embarrassing. They see me sweating. It's not that hot in there. I'm wondering if they know what time it is with me. So I sit down. I tap my dude. I said, bro, I'll explain later. I got to go home. Like this, I can't be here. He's looking at me like, bro, we cannot leave. This has been months. We've been prepping. And then as he's telling me I can't leave, I feel it coming back.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm not gonna keep going in front of these people back and forth the whole time. So I left them. I left my dude. I left the business promoter. I left the show. I just literally walked out
I done the same
and
thing.
went right home. And he was like, "Why'd you leave?" And I still haven't responded to that text.
He knows now.
The Bert Show.